Hello again and welcome to the Signature Show. I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. Today we want to remember our dear friend and one of Nigeria's foremost entertainers, Ras KIMONO. Ras KIMONO is not just an entertainer. He was one musician that for decades in Nigeria remained very relevant because of the kind of music, because of the message that is embedded in his reggae music. Ras KIMONO took Nigeria by storm in 1989 when he came out with his very first album, Under Pressure. But you remember that for many years, Ras KIMONO had served other musicians, had also collaborated with other musicians as he continued to grow in the music business. For many years, he was in a band with Majek Fashek and Amos McRoy. That group was known as Jazzsticks. And for a lot of people in Lagos, they were a fixture in most nightclubs, in most entertainment places in Lagos for many years. And individually, when they broke up, they also became superstars. Well, Ras KIMONO had several hits, toured the world, toured the entire African continent, was all over the world promoting his own brand of reggae. Of course, you know that his real names were Oseloka Augustine Onwuboya, a native of Onitsha, Olona in Delta State. Well, for some time, Ras KIMONO left the country and relocated to the United States. After several years, he returned. As if he knew his time was almost going, he spent more time in Nigeria just before he died. 2 years before his death, he had started once again to play at so many music festivals in Nigeria. He had collaborated with his very dear friend, Oris Wiliki, to bring reggae alive once again. Well, just a month or two before Ras KIMONO's death, I had a conversation with him and Oris Wiliki. But more importantly, I took up Ras KIMONO, asking him questions like, what is the future of Nigerian music and reggae in Nigeria? I asked him questions like, what is the impact of the American influence on Nigerian music and broadcasting in Nigeria? I asked him several questions. Today, we are doing a special tribute to Ras KIMONO, who died on June 10, 2018. Well, his funeral ceremony started on the 17th of this month. It will end in Onitsha Olona on the 25th Saturday, when Ras KIMONO will be committed to Mother Earth. So today we'll bring you some of those super hits like Under Pressure, What's Gwan, Rumba Style, and all that, and then bring you some of his last thoughts about music in Nigeria, about politicians, and other topics I'm sure you'll be interested in listening to. Ras KIMONO may have died, but I'm sure for many, many, many years to come, he will be remembered. How Nigerians reacted when the announcement of his death came that morning on the 10th of June 2018 tells me that this is a man that many of us in Nigeria will miss. So let's sit back and go on this journey, remembering and paying this special tribute to Nigeria's reggae superstar, KIMONO.
After seeing all was one in Africa, 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 under pressure, Nigerians under pressure, Africans under pressure. No food, we belly, no money in our pocket, no bed, till we ate. The people, they must suffer in a ghetto, in a city, everywhere that me go, me see them. Some are cry, some are die, some are weeping, some are wailing. Everywhere that me go, under pressure we wail, under pressure everybody under pressure black and white, under pressure Europeans under pressure. Can't get no food if you go feel we belly. Feel it for you to no have no mother. Feel it for you to no have no father. Feel it for you to no have no brother. Feel it for you to no have no sister. I'm a KIMONO, me just shout it to you. Shout at this, I want me not go shout it again. Hey, under pressure we wail, under pressure Europeans under pressure Africans under pressure Nigerians under pressure.
Well, Bridget, it's like most youths, let me say, most youths who rock to our music, probably in the college or university, came out now and no work. Most of them are politicians. We have nothing to do. So the easiest way now to survive, and then you become a pastor or a politician. That's what PP. So that's the only way. So most of them now become politicians, and they don't want to now relate or deal with reggae music because it's like we're hurting them, right? I did this tune about 2012. Fire go burn them, the wicked politicians. Fire go burn them, the wicked politicians. I never say fire burn politicians. I say fire burn the wicked politicians. Now, most of our brethren them, when they see me an Norris, wow, they run for cover. they don't want to relate because it's like what we're saying affects them. And it's like, oh no, I don't want to listen to reggae. Most of them don't listen to reggae anymore. Those that were in the college, university, who use reggae music to fight for their freedom, even in school, everywhere, they come out now because no job, they join politics, they don't want to hear reggae again because we are singing against them. And for 12 years, I never came to Abuja. For 12 good years, because in a high society, high place where I have no friend. And the Abuja is headquarters of Nigeria, right, and capital of Nigeria, and here is the seat of politics, and here most politicians live. So when we come and we burn fire, speak the truth, some of them get vexed. I did a tune, Dragon Speed, it was banned when Babangida was ruling military. It was after I stepped aside that your station that you work for rape power back in the days, they start playing Dragon Speed. See, so the politicians now are friends who are supposed to say, yo, our brethren is, let's promote them. They don't want to shine away because they don't want to face the music. The music is hard. Reggae music is hard to handle. That's why even the youth today, they want to play reggae music because they feel that, hey, yo, I play reggae music, I won't get rich, I won't get money, I won't build a house. Who cares? When you die, you die. Die and bury. I tell people, if I die today, will not bury me. Yeah, I'll smell to no dead. You know, so come on, man. The youth don't want to do that. They don't want to go there. You know how many times, okay, like I always told you, how many times we face police brutality? Yeah, man. Because now you don't go face that. Let's just go to live enjoy life. You know, so that's why it's like reggae is kind of simmer down. And you know Nigeria still. Anything that comes to Nigeria, everybody rush it. Nigerians are copycat.
Mr. President, bye-bye, can't you hear your people's cries? Mr. President, bye-bye, don't you see the tears in your eyes? What kind of life you're living? When poor people can't even get out in. When we take a look on the scene, my brother is serious thing. Tears, sorrow, blood that just a flow. As you killing the people of tomorrow, my brother, you eating the bread of sorrow. As they're crying on their wet pillow. Mr. President, bye-bye, can't you hear your people's cries? Mr. President, bye-bye, don't you see the tears in their eyes? If your ministers fear to be God, sun will never shine on the ghetto people. Watching TV the other day, I heard one minister saying, good things are not for the poor, and so many, many more. Ours will put money in their bank, when we were hungry, they turn their back. Mr. President, bye-bye, bye-bye. Can't you hear your people's cries? Mr. President, bye-bye, bye-bye. Don't you see the tears in their eyes? Your blood money will be useless one day. True. And you'll be money not the way. Think about tomorrow before you end up in a sorrow. Mr. President, bye-bye, bye-bye. Can't you hear your people's cries? Mr. President, bye-bye, bye-bye. Don't you see the tears in their eyes? Mr. President, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Been through, and again, like I said, we want to make sure as the elders, stakeholders of reggae music in this country, we want to make sure, say, we bring out other youths there. If we, the elders, cannot do it, we expect the youth to do it now. If the youth look up to you and emulate you, so we feel that, okay, for you them to emulate us, even if we die tomorrow, for them to know that we stand for reggae music and we have to come together to be one. And that's why we kind of come together and say, hey, brethren, but we should teach you that. Even though they're not still listening, even though they don't want to care, because nowadays to talk to some youth, they feel that, oh, you didn't make it. That's why they're trying to talk to me, because they're making money now. So I don't know, they don't talk to me anyhow. You failed. But we want to let them know that when you fail, they call us old school. We say no. Also, we're not old school, we are great school.
Great school.
Great school, because what we've gone through, what we've endured, they cannot, 1% of what we've endured. Sometimes, don't look at the superstars, reggae musicians. Sometimes we don't have a dime in our pocket, and we still stay afloat. Some youth now, those who have millions in their account, I bet you in the next couple of years they'll be crying, because when the money down, they'll be crying. So the thing that hold us together is the fact of, let's hold on to reggae and bring the youth together and one, truth ourselves. But don't lie. We tell ourselves truth. What I don't have, I say, yo boy, but now I'm nothing, man. But don't, because all that glitter is not gold. Show business, we know already that it's for glees and glamours and razzmatazz. Some of the boys, they finish show, they call Uber to come and pick them back home. I see some of them going to event, they call Uber Jeep to use Jeep Uber to go to show, whereas they don't even have a bicycle. We know them, by their food. No, most of them. Okay, most of them still have good cars, riding, but still, that's not the end of the world and not the end of the story. And some of them still don't come out and say, hey, brethren, this is how it is. I had an interview and they published today, and they say, hey, your KIMONO say most of these hip-hop youths are on drugs. And it was true. They're on drugs. I don't have to fear no one to say it. I can give you examples from head to toe who are on drugs. And most of the artists were not on drugs. Okay, few of us might smoke ganja. I don't see ganja as a drug. I don't see ganja as healing of the nation. A tree that Jah planted for upliftment. And if you, not every one of us take it. I don't smoke it. I don't drink alcohol. I've been a vegetarian. So also my brethren. So if we now tell you we don't do this, and go behind closed door and do it, who's fooling who? Jah is watching you and Jah is judging you. So anything you do and you come to the world, to the light and say, me not do this, me not do that, because you don't want me to come. Hey, bro, if I smoke weed, I'll be smoking weed every interview that I go. Who get shot, get shot. I won't hide it. I will never hide it, just like fella Bob Marley. But I don't do it, so if I tell you I don't do it, if you like, believe it. If you like, don't. It doesn't bug me. I'm not perturbed by whatever you think about, you know. So our truthfulness to ourselves and try to hold reggae back makes us stronger, keep going.
Stop that breakdance, man, and hold it. Now listen, Arumba silence, Arumba silence. This I wanna rumba, Arumba silence, Arumba silence. This I wanna rumba. Some play reggae, some play calico, some play reggae, some play disco. Better now this one is a rumba style, yeah, rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba. Me plate in a A, me plate in a B, me plate in a C, all kind of style. In case you never know, I'm your dog master, rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba. Me plate in a home, me plate in a hall, me plate in a up, me plate in a down. Everywhere me go, the people want to hear me sing a rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba. Me play 45, me play LP, me play double, me play LP. I tell them this one go now rock your station, a rumba style, a rumba style, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba. Me plate in a home, me plate in a hall, me plate in a up, me plate in a down. Everywhere me go, the people want to hear me sing a rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba. Me play 45, me play LP, me play double, me play LP. I tell ya this one go now rock your station, a rumba style, a rumba style, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba, a rumba style. This I wanna rumba.
Well, I went to another war in the sense that when Nigeria Abacha era was nosedived, the country economy nosedived. To be honest with you, 1996, 97, 98, we did recording.
Come on.
Nobody bought a record because the country is under pressure. If you don't have money to buy food, music is none of it. First thing, shelter, food, education. If you don't get this, you don't listen to music. Music is just nothing. You find out a lot of Fuji musicians who play parties run for cover. A lot of us who have a band, 16-piece band, cannot afford to play one good concert a year in a country of 150 people, 150 million people. That's a big shame. And look at that and say, hey, we can't do this because if we stay here, we probably will divert. So some of us who has the opportunity to run for cover for a while, to greener pastures, supposedly. But when you get there, it's red pasture, you're going to see. So people have rather to sit around and some other artists stick around and say, okay, let's hold the book by the hand. And once in a while, they probably go for it, go play some show. Thinking the woman get, thinking that's not good. But when I personally say that, hey, this country is a career killer, Western world is a career killer, trust me and believe that. Especially when you have something to offer in your country. You go to foreign, trust me, you're killing yourself. But until you no. Until you go and you face the gun and you face the bulala, then you don't have to come back.
So you came back.
I came back.
This one, special dedication to all the freedom fighters all over the world. Come down!
I jail him without bail.
Not to get to your jail, not to get to your jail. You must have given bail. Not to get to your jail, not to get to your jail. You must have given bail. You must have given a little bail. You must have given a little bail. You got to let him go away. 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 Asama said another is a hypocrite. Asama said another is a bastard. Asama said another is a hooligan. I tell you nothing, never trouble no one. I tell you nothing, not a prodigal son. You got to let it, got to let it, let him away. You got to let it, got to let it, let him away. You got to 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 let him away.
The Western influence has entered deep into Nigeria or African youth. The Western, like American youth now African youth now want to dress like America, want to speak like America, they sag, they do all the negative part of America. America is a good country, the good, the bad, and ugly. But African youth copy the ugly part of it. And especially Nigeria. Nigeria was not colonized by America, it was colonized by Britain. And we left that British lifestyle and go on American style. And such way is really destroying our youth. I listen to some, there's about 40 FM stations in Lagos City. And when you listen to most of them, are purely truth when they bring from America. And they're using 4-letter words on radio. And I asked myself one time, I said, oh, hold on there. Is there no more control on NDBB or NTDB?
Not to be broadcast.
Right? Or there's no more NCC who check.
For letter words.
Yeah, who check this is. I don't want to mention the radio station, but vividly, every time, hey, you're listening, yeah, this is America, you took from America. They did not go to school that you training like you people went, because you can speak phonetics. They come from America. I want to tell you this. Oh my God, I can do this. Oh, hear this. Oh,
trust me.
Yeah, trust me. they play Biggie and Dead 10 years, 40 years ago. They play Tupac and they tell you.
Ask him about.
Yeah, Tupac's alive. So you find out really and truly that American influence is destroying our society too.
What are you doing there?
I want to play music.
Which one do you want to listen to?
Ask KIMONO.
Nigeria must be free. I tell you, all Africa must be free. All the sisters in the ghetto love of Africa man, cause Africa man so that's how we say. Them no love white man, them no love woolly man, them no love China man, just a pure Africa man, them want. Say what? I just a pure Africa man, them want. Them no love white man, them no love woolly man, them no love China man, just a pure Africa man, them want. I just a pure Africa man, them want. Good God. Bam 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 bam. Billy 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 bam bam. Hey. Say the Rasta man of them a one. A Rasta man of them a need. Hey. A Rasta kimono they want. Say the Rasta kimono they need. Say the Rasta kimono they talk. Say the Rasta kimono they sing. Hey. A Rasta kimono they come. After me coming with the message from Jah that Nigeria must be free. I tell you, Ethiopia must be free. I tell you, all Africa must be
Most definitely, boss. Most definitely, boss. Because really and truly, the way it's going now, much awareness. A lot of people there. I know that some years back, radio station, hotels, some event places don't want to pay royalty. Yeah. But nowadays, they pay royalty to some collective society in Nigeria now. So definitely, it will get better. It will definitely get better because I know that more awareness, more of us now are more probably educated.
Yeah.
Most of you now who play music, most of them are graduates, mind you. Some of them doctors, some of them lawyer, but they don't choose to play music because they love music. Some of them are different things, they study engineers. So now it's hard for you to now bully anybody, bully us, bully the musician thinking that, hey, musicians are drop out. No, we're not drop out. I keep telling those who care to listen. If our president who only went to secondary school can rule this country and nobody's raising an eyebrow, is it we that more educated cannot rule? We have right to rule too. It's because the only problem is that, oh, right, because we did not face politics squarely the way them face it. If we face politics squarely from the time we finish school, most of the problems will be talking to us now will be the godfathers.
Yes, sir.
That we will choose to play music and make people happy and fulfill our
desires.
obligation that Jah told us to come and do. Hey, bro, sometimes I say if I was a policeman or soldier, by now, you know what my rank would be? Went to without school. For how many years? He worked in the military for 10 years or 35. You know, you be something, bro. But we choose this way. So definitely, the music industry will be more better. We'll fight for it. So if we die today, our children will benefit.
If you're just joining us, you're watching The Signature Show. And today we are bringing you a special tribute to our friend and Nigeria reggae legend, Ras KIMONO, whose funeral services and funeral program started on the 17th of this month and is ending on the 25th of this same month, when Ras KIMONO's body will be committed to Mother Earth in his town, Onitsha Olona, in Delta State. Just a few days after the announcement of Ras KIMONO's death, a number of his friends in Abuja came together just to talk about Ras KIMONO, listen and dance to his music. Let's take you back to that ceremony.
Ras KIMONO lived a worthy life. From nowhere, he decided to love people, and he expressed that through his songs. And his songs impacted many, young and old, and he was a nationalist. He passed on Sunday, very untimely, very unexpectedly, and we, his close friends, thought we should have one night to consider his life and times, his music, his person.
Ras KIMONO has really revolutionized reggae music through his very, very good, wonderful lyrics, meaningful lyrics, unique really lyrics. And I had one of his fans saying that he never knew that the guy is even a Nigerian, that he thought he's a Jamaican, and because he really got the thing right. Nigeria and the music world have lost a patriot, a talented musician, an ambassador for this country, music ambassador.
I thought I was humble, but when I met Ras KIMONO, I began to check into books about what humility is all about. And I found that to be humble has to come from your background, not your person. Because your person can have an ego over you.
In those days, when musicians release albums, they go on a tour. They go from one city to the other trying to advertise and sell the albums. The first person I met among these Nigerian musicians was Oris Wilike, because we have a common friend. And Oris had moved from Lagos to Onitsha. Onitsha was becoming a hub for music production. The Rogers All Stars recording studio was quite tops then. So Oris, from doing a lot of production, Oris is more of a producer than an artist. Oris produced a lot of musicians than played music.
Yes.
Music was a later thing.
Yeah.
He was one of the foremost music producers.
Yeah, he was.
So he was in Onitsha. I had a friend who also was in the airline business who was in Onitsha. So that was how. So when Oris would have his artists and want to take such a tour, my friend would say, if it's anything in the southeast, the man to look for is Vin Martin. So from there, I struck a relationship with Oris. That even in the 80s, we were not just business friends or whatever. We had become like family. He would live on Onitsha with my friends. They all come in my little house then. I was living with our friend Oji. We shared a flat. So Oris would come. We played football and did a whole lot of things. Then from Oris, after a while, Oris moved to Lagos. That period you had, Oris was handling an artist called Alex O. Okay. I don't know if anyone of you remembers.
Yeah.
So he would bring Alex to Enugu and they stay in my house to do their whatever. Then Oris went to Lagos. That was how I met KIMONO. That was how I met Magic Fashek, Mike Oak, a whole lot of them. So, but that relationship was not journalist-musician. It became like family, all of them. We had a lot in common. We played, we were young, and they were the big stars. I mean, I'm not sure that the Davidos of today were as popular as KIMONO, Magic Fashek, Oris Wilike of that time.
Yeah.
You know, so they were the big stars. And you see KIMONO perform with his dreads and all that. I'm sure none of you will believe that when I tell you that KIMONO does not drink, never drank, never smoked. His high is natural. So when this challenge of dying came, you know, some people would say, oh, the kind of life he had lived. He's not that kind of guy. Because I feel that Ras had achieved so much. He achieved so much. Just imagine what's happening in Nigeria today. From the highest man in Nigeria to the lowest man, everybody's talking about KIMONO. Even though it tells a sad story about our society. The great KIMONO, what did anyone do for him? I know the years he struggled and had to relocate to the United States. This was a Nigerian superstar whose records were selling in Jamaica and other African countries.
Yes, this is our special tribute to KIMONO, who passed away on June 10, 2018. Superstar, music legend, a man that used his songs to fight against injustice in Nigeria. A man that used his songs to prick the conscience of politicians and our leaders. A man who on a daily basis, until when he gave his last breath, held our leaders, our country, our people, and ourselves to account. A man that always dreamed of a great Nigeria and a great Africa. So sadly, I'm not sure he saw that greatness before he passed away. KIMONO Oseloka Augustine Omuboya will be committed to Mother Earth on the 25th of August 2018. Don't forget that you can reach us on our social media platforms. Also remember that if you've missed any of our programs, if you've missed part of this program and you want to look out for it and watch it again, all you need to do is to go to our online portal, signaturetv.com.ng. And until next week, I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. Thanks for watching.